Hey everyone, it's another quick book review for Leckie's Ancillary Justice, which, given the awards and the hype surrounding this, I was basically saving it for a bit of a rainy day. That rainy day was COVID. I was hit fairly hard, and I was halfway through this junk when it hit hardest. So I think I'm probably going to be a bit harsher on it than perhaps I would have been normally, because I was nearly dying. But that's the way this fell. So I started into Ancillary Justice, supposed to be quite good because you're from the perspective of a robot, except this robot is just terrible. Not in a good way. Boring to the point of disbelief that this book has so many awards and has received so much hype, and if you take it back, if you really just dial it back, all it does is have conversations over tea, and just tea. It's just a person sitting around having tea. For the first half of this, let's see, 380 pages. For the first half of the 380 pages, the grammar is put together in such a way that I'm sure someone somewhere's going to go, oh, it's really smart, and the way they use the pronouns is really smart, and it's flippant, and it's a commentary on society. It's just bad. There's a conversation where there's the robot and there's two humans, and because the robot's so bad at pronouns, you don't know which attributed person is saying what they're saying. You don't know if it's the person like who holds the power or the person who's been rescued, but like all you can tell for sure is it's not the robot talking. And I just don't understand. Like, I was so looking forward to a robot perspective, because robot perspectives tend to lean away from all the bullshit, but this one's like leaned into it. I went, oh, I can't distinguish between male and female. Well, fuck. What kind of robot are you? Can't distinguish between male and female, even when it's part of the culture that it's in, that it was built under, that it has to know, like, through medical reasons and stuff. And it just doesn't make sense as to why that would happen. I mean, look, you see like these little cool looking spaceships on the front. Everything that should be cool is in here. Spaceships and like kind of teleporting across space-time, and like guns that are like invisible, and like armour that you wear under your skin and then you think it on. Everything like that is in there, and it's so boring. Have I expressed to you how boring it is? I was so bored. For the first half of the book, when they were messing around with pronouns, they were also messing around with the timescale and going like in a non-chronological, or what would it be called? It's like, you know, like the flashbacks, like Lost started. It just flashback, and it was so boring. It was so boring. They were just sitting there talking, and then flashing back to a moment where they were sitting there talking. It was just like, it took half the book for them to finally go, oh, we should probably have something happen. And then they stopped with the flashbacks and started moving forwards, and it wasn't even that good when it moved forwards. I am crushed that this book came to me when it did. I could have died halfway through this book, and I would have just been upset at the quality of what I read. I can't understand why this is praised the way it is. Perhaps with a second reading and a clearer head, I could dig into it, but I don't look to dig into books naturally. I just look to read and enjoy them, and the first half of this is awful. It's awful. And that is my quick book review. Cheers, folks.